This feels like a bit of a weird lineup from TNC. Oh my!
It's a good day for Naisu.
Hey, Super Prince, he's smiling. He's feeling good about it. But the interesting part is you don't have the Harley now.
There's no combo.
There's no combo.
It's literally just the gush.
It's big damn. That's what it's got to be.
Yeah, I think over the Molotov. And it was so easy for them to pick up the court because they went for the Alice instead of the Sora.
I will say this though too, paired up with the Grok, and they're a little bit closer to the playoff spot. Actually, quite a bit closer to that point. They brought an interesting draft already for this one. We'll see if TNC can bring it to a Game 3. I'd love to have it. Even though the court's over here for Super Prince, I'd love for us to get to a Game 3, and you can see how aggressive Chaknu is going to be already over here to start off. This is what we have to keep an eye on and expect from Chaknu.
It's thrill and tenacity for Kirk.
Whoa!
Oh!
Hey! Look at how deep the Mamba is right now.
Yep. Good understanding of the Marcel. You can't do that. Get a lot of info. Benecutie getting shoved in the gold lane. Well, it's Trimar doing the bit of the shoving up top. I think he's going to be getting the first grab first.
Oh, he's good.
Look at this, a taste of their own medicine. ONIC are on the receiving end of the ONIC orange rotation.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not much they can do right now too. Like especially with Brusco being low, it's not like they're going to be able to stop this. And I think Chaknu is just going to continue to do this.
Yeah.
Even so, more so on a broken wall map.
Yeah, it's the comfort. Pick up the Marcel. That's why we were looking for Marcel in game number 1. Just didn't have the room for it as the Valentino was picked up by ONIC. But they're rotating really well. They're stopping ONIC. But let's see how the first turtle's going to go. King Kong has yet to hit level 4.
They force a flicker out of the Mamba.
Yep, that stun, keep you guessing there and stops the Marcel in his tracks. So a flicker burned, but no one going down yet.
Yeah, they have to go to the Lizard, and it's a Roman trio playing together. Good thing Benecutie was able to avoid that. It just would have been a poke, but it would be okay. Purple buff up in 12, Turtle up in 6. King Kong still not level 4.
Yeah, he got delayed a bit. We'll see what the adjustment's going to be. Turtle comes up now. He's just a sliver away from level 4, and Chaknu will give that information over. We might see just TNC go ahead and grab this one. Brusco also sitting at 3. The rest of the team of TNC is going to rotate for this.
Trimar. Man-to-man defense on the Kirk. There's a flicker from Kirk. Zaida still secures, and look at how low Kirk and Brusco are. No one home for the Gosh on Prince. The SOD. Zaida gets a double. Now King Kong coming up next. And King Kong does retreat underneath a tier 1, but that's not enough to save him from Zaida. As Zaida gets a triple.
That's the start TNC wanted to make sure that their timer ends up much quicker. Chaknu he's gonna get caught! Outplayed!
What a stun!
The Monster Mage!
Oh man, you gotta watch out for those projectiles, man.
Should have warned him.
I should have. I tried to, but hey, the Monster Mage knows how to do it. Gives them a bit of a win, but hey, TNC, what a start with a lineup that we were talking about is mid to late. Well, they started in the early game.
Yeah, they made the right rotations. They delayed King Kong as much as possible. They had objective advantage for the first turtle, able to survive the onslaught of the first dive of Brusco and Kirk. And TNC have just been executing this really well. Have to wait for when Severo finally joins you. For the next objectives, he tried to use the SOD.
Might as well.
Did he get that crab?
No, he didn't.
He did not. Okay.
I believe Severo, Severo got it. Attempt there, but it's TNC still putting the pressure. They're in this side of the jungle.
Trimar with the Gleam, still holding on. No throne in sight just yet.
Yeah.
And they're zoning him out. Again, they don't have to force the fight. It's 30 seconds off the turtle.
King Kong's a level and a half down to Zaida, sitting at 3-0 right now in the Suyo. That is fearsome, especially this early on. So Lancey will get his first item, goes and picks up the glowing wand. It's ONIC trying to catch up across the board at this point, and Chaknu, this is one thing we pointed out when he just started to win on the Marcel in the earlier part of the season when it was available. He's just so good at providing this information. Conceal will be used. He won't let up on being in your jungle. So it's a constant pressure for King Kong and the rest of ONIC to deal with this.
Oh, Valkyrie's descent on the Trimar. Trimar happy to oblige, looking for that throne. No one home, but it's enough to zone out ONIC. And there's a golden hour. They can reposition. TNC caught out in their own ult. King Kong takes out Trimar. That's one down. The Super Rap happy. Gosh, out of Lancey. Lancey gets taken down. And ONIC go for the objective.
That was an amazing job also by Severo to stick on Zaida to force him to stay away from that fight.
Brusco, great tech charge. That's just a really great counter by ONIC, punishing the aggression of TNC.
Yeah, they wanted that fight. They started it. They were in that side of the jungle. ONIC keeps them in check. So that might make TNC second guess a little bit, but they still maintain a bit of a lead. They're still working for it. It's good that Zaida didn't go down because he is right now leading in the jungle, almost 1,000 gold above King Kong too, and he can still maintain that momentum on the Suyo.
Yeah, Thunder Belt Rush for the Phovius. Not the typical dominance ice or utility item for the team. Brusco is building dominance ice first, so that's the conversation that they had. Instead of going for cooldown reduction or better spell vamp or better regen, he just goes straight up for Thunderbelt. Interesting.
Yep. So right now, ONIC doing some damage control to go ahead and grab down this tier 1 turret in the bottom lane. So Severo ends up winning that for now.
Oh, the gosh on the Lancy!
He's still
What was
alive.
a fight happening there? How did that happen?
It looked like just a little skirmish. Good positioning in the bush, and then they decided to pop ultimates, almost taking him down.
Uh-oh. 3mar has 2 on him. Chaknu coming in to save our recently celebrated birthday boy. But these 4 members are just too much. Golden Hour calling in the backup. Here comes Lancy. And they do get to unfreeze themselves. Gleam back.
Yeah, he gets out of there. Good kind of damage control too for TNC there to maintain that turret, but they still have
Oh, another Gleam puts Chaknu within death's grasp, but he walks away.
This is how it's gonna happen.
Yeah, this is like Farsa's just using Feathered Airstrike to get advantage. Popping them, bursting them down, forcing them back, clearing up minion waves. Interesting how Super Prince is playing it. He's not waiting for that big set. He's just using it right away.
Yeah, he's he went the glowing wand, and I think he's going Ice Queen, maybe second item, just to get that slow off. But Turtle's up, last one of the game. ONIC fighting for the control of it. Severo will go ahead and keep the Turtle entertained while King Kong makes his way. Now for TNC, Lancy's holding on to his own tech charger. They're going to try to make a play off of this.
Oh, just like that. I think TNC made the call. They're in too deep. ONIC, take it for free.
It's unfortunate for TNC so far. Their story this series has been getting some wins early, building through that, but then just getting turned around at some point in the objective fights. Better team fighting wins for ONIC. This is the... Wait.
Okay. Chaknu gets a snapshot on the 2. And Severo engages. Takes a good hit. There's the gush. 3mar looking for it. Thrown! Stuns 2. In comes Chaknu. Looking for it. Snapshot on the 2. And now 3mar underneath the microscope of the super fan. Massive charge from the Bruiser. 3mar falls, but they trade up for Brusco. And landing it stopped here by Severo. Chaknu falls. King Kong running through. It goes Severo now behind. Tier 2. And now the pressure finds a double. Benny Curiel will have S17. Finds him. Can Benny Curiel punish? And we're looking for it. Whoa! The storm finds Severo. Here comes King Kong. Bang! Gets run through by the Sigma Jungler.
It was a bait play in mid. ONIC wanted to force reactions. Super Prince already flickered. 3mar goes in with a Throne of Ruin, but only catches the frontliners. Brusco repositioned and he hit the tech charge onto 3. Massive play by the Bruiser and a great follow-up by Severo and ONIC.
Oh man, what a response too, and what a statement from Severo. He's like, I'm gonna go for this. And it was just a great team fight that we actually got to see, and great strategy utilizing what they have in terms of tools. Now they've gotten themselves a bit of a lead at TNC. Still in good fighting position. We'll see in this replay what happened here. This is what we're talking about. There was no Mystic Gush here, but a tech charge from Brusco, setting things up, and then it ends up being like a split fight. Severo will go in, follow through after a couple of the stuns coming out from Super Prince, and then he's flicker forward to go for Zaida to make sure Zaida dies. And, you know, eventually gets SOD'd, and great response from King Kong as well to go ahead and capitalize out on this kill after Benny Curie takes out Severo.
Really feels like TNC were goaded into that. Bang.
What the Sigma?
Well, Lord's up. TNC down a couple thousand gold at this point. I'm not sure if this is going to be a fight that they actually choose to take. They might just take a chance on it.
They can fight this. Oh,
Oh, Chaknu, rope-a-dope, super Prince. Snapshot on the 3. King Kong calling in Barbiel. Chaknu in the eyes of 2. Golden Hour only stops for a second longer. TNC are just delaying the inevitable. They're a man down.
Yep, they're down. They're going to take control of this Lord. Chaknu's fast, but Super Prince also, he'll have this cooldown back up. Throws out the stun. Half health from the Lord.
Massive tech charge once again used with the flicker. And Brusco and Kirk get caught by the Throne of Ruin, but no follow through. Another projectile thrown out. And underneath, tier 1 up top. Kirk finds a double. Make it 3. He gets shoved down, but King Kong cleans it up. And they're not done.
Bang!
3 Mar goes down. King Kong gets a double. Massive conversions from the Super Fam.
TNC gets played into a fight again from ONIC.
They just keep falling for the trap. The rope-a-dope. They're waiting for 3 Mars Alice is one of the main conditions. Once that Throne of Ruin is out and charged, they go in for the fight, still with resources. And I don't think Chaknu expected just how sticky the Phoveus would be onto him. Every time he shows up in the back trying to get vision and trying to annoy ONIC, it's the Phoveus that locks him down.
Man, ONIC now with this Lord in tow. They'll get ready to go towards the base of TNC here. Their clear is pretty good. I'll be surprised if all the shields go down and some of the base turrets, but depending how ONIC decides to play this, they are pretty good at offense into a base here for TNC, especially with the lineup that they have. So they'll buy some time, they'll wait for this Lord to make its way, they'll manage the waves, and then we'll see how TNC holds on to this.
It's going to be a really tough defense for them. If the Marcel to maybe potentially delay things. Might even commit the Golden Hour onto the Lord or maybe onto their tower. Let's see if there's a way.
They have to. TNC's wave clear is very in your face. It's not safe. There's the Gush. Zyda coming in with a charge surge. 3 Mar catching a lot of this. Holding on to that Throne of Ruin. The Lord already on that mid inhibitor. Chaknu running through the back line. Benikudi throws spears. Golden Hour catches King Kong. But it might not be enough. TNC takes care of the Lord. They don't lose any inhibitors. Not just yet.
They still have a wave pushing in. I'm not sure if they're going to try to go for this mid-turret. Chaknu just buying time.
Oh, they do force the flicker out of him, and they finish him off underneath. Tier 3 down bot. The Mamba did his best, but 3 Mar melts underneath the Gush. That's 2 men down. TNC, there's only 3 left to defend.
Oh no, they see it. They want to go ahead and push down one of these base turrets if they can.
Might be endable.
Yep. Chaknu and 3 Mar, I don't know if they're going to be up in time. The base turret down bot's going to go down. Mid's just slightly away from falling down. Lancey holding on onto his own Mystic Gush. We'll see if they can defend this.
Okay, ONIC are inside the base. TNC taking care of these waves. The Super Fam say let's play for the next Lord.
Wow. Grok, Phoveus, and Gord is locked down for the Marcel. That's the second game now where, again, similar to game number 1, ONIC are just checking Chaknu.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Hylos all over again, man. But it's just, he's got more speed this time, but that doesn't even help you, you know?
Yeah, the moment Kirk locks in with a heat-seeking shoulder tackle, that's pretty much it. Brusco puts up a wall, a little bit of a knockback as well, a little knock-up.
Oh,
Prince.
Oh, 3 Mar forced to use that Throne of Ruin just for the damage reduction. He survives.
Yeah, that was the right call, even though he probably didn't want to use his ultimate there. It would have been worse if he got taken down. 20 seconds, until the Lord spawns.
A lot of Lords.
20 Lords.
Look at the flicker too, so that's very bad.
Yeah,
Lords.
He won't have the surprise set.
And he won't have it for the Lord. And this is just what I was talking about, the offensiveness to this lineup that ONIC has. It's tough to deal with on defense. You know, TNC is just going to be stuck in their base. There's not much that they can do about this. So ONIC, Lord is up. They'll go ahead and have a clear way to go ahead and take this, while the rest of the 3 just stay and keep TNC sandwiched into the base here. And so now TNC is going to have to go ahead and decide, what do we do to stay into this? Or is it going to be all over off of this push? I don't even know. Benikudi, if he's in the position to be able to make this turnaround, with Lancey having the Gush, if he holds on to this, maybe there's a potential setup for them to turn a team fight in the base around.
Gush to the face as Lancey maximizes those dashes to survive.
Didn't even give him a warning. Just went for it. And that's going to be back really quick, too. You're going to have it for this siege.
Yep, Lord's up. TNC on the defense. 3 Mar just picked up a Radiant Armor. Lancey still holding on to the Gush. They're going to have to defend as the last base turret goes down. Lord in the base.
And they jump on a 3-mar, forcing him to use that Throne of Ruin. No one home. Golden Hour into the back line. Lancey with a stolen gush. They're on the base. Savero finds Lancey. Down goes Chakno. Another gush coming in from Super Prince. And the Super Fam find the sweep against TNC.
Earlier this season.